Welcome to a brand new episode of the post game. My name is Davion, and I'm here with Matt,
What up?
Oronde,
What's poppin'?
and Lillian.
Yeah.
And today we are continuing our Let's Talk NFL series, and we are talking about the last team in the NFC East. Not the last team because they are not because they are the worst, but the last team inside of the division. That's what I meant, honestly, personally. We're talking about the New England Patriots. Some of you may know, Oronde is a Patriots fan, so I will give you the floor now.
All right. We get to start talking about the Alabama Patriots. that's where Bill Belichick likes to draft his players from. That in the state of North Carolina. But moving on, made some pretty good additions to the team, as well as that being Bill O'Brien, Juju Smith-Schuster. Last season was my favorite pickup. Was his name Mac Wilson Sr. on the defensive side, because the defensive side of the ball only gets better. We also had a really solid draft getting I'm forgetting names right now. My brain is blanking out.
Christian Gonzalez.
Thank you. That absolute monster of an athlete.
Let's go Ducks.
And my favorite local talent from the previous season, Kyle Duggar, because I watched him beat my college team by like 40 points. It was crazy. But I digress. We did get the best offseason pickup in Trace McSorley. Throw it on a dime, brother. But in all seriousness, we need to see a big step from Mac Jones. He was only beating people up like Richie Incognito last season, and it was just not a good look. We almost beat the Packers, which I don't even know how that happened. Packers just stink. Maybe it's Rodgers. Who knows? It's funny because I know this is going to get mentioned. We have two of the same quarterbacks. One's a starter and one's a backup. And we have 1,000-yard rusher, but not 1,000-yard receiver, because we had the stupidest person in the coaching staff and Matt Patricia. Frustrating. But I see the Patriots going for third in the division again. Now, we could have a time where the whole division gets to the playoffs, kind of like the NFC East. That could be a possibility.
No, that's happening. Not happening. It's not.
I was testing. Let me test the waters. I'm sorry. Let me test the waters.
Well, let the waters answer.
I wasn't expecting
AFC
that.
is not happening. That's not happening.
All right. Let me be for real. Given that we did not have a blowout loss all last season, aside from week 1, I think. No. Was it week 1? Yeah, week 1 against the Dolphins. We kept every game close, even losing one in overtime. Given that I can only see us improving, I say the ceiling is 10 wins and the floor, I guess, is 8 and 9. Like, it's either we just go below 500 or 2 games above 500. That's the way I see it. And I don't know, because it's like I want to be delusional and say, hey, we are gunning for a division leader, but I'm banking too much on the Bills being a shitty team. So that's
You
really
to
how
be
I
delusional. You are being delusional. 10 wins? What are you talking about?
10.
Why don't we break down?
Okay, when we go through the schedule,
Let's do that.
Okay, so Philly is their first game.
Okay, let me preface this. We always lose like at least 2 of the first 4 games every season.
Okay,
it's
so they're not gonna beat Philly. So lost. Did they beat Miami?
It's early in the season. I could take that Miami game.
Here, we'll be nice and say you guys can have Miami.
We'll give them a win against Miami.
We lose to the Jets. Beat Dallas.
You beat Dallas. Okay.
Beat Dallas.
In Dallas?
Payback for last season.
Dallas is not.
Dallas.
I said that earlier about my Saints, and you were like, "Oh, that's not how that works." I'll find the clip. That's You know what? I'll be quiet.
I don't remember that, but I'll take it because it's probably something I would have said.
Okay. Saints.
I'll accept it. Saints.
I think they can win that. That's a toss-up.
I think that's a winnable game. That's a winnable game.
Davion, don't do that. Raiders.
Davion,
They
Beat the
win.
Raiders. Beat the Raiders.
They lose to the Bills.
yeah, beat
Lose
the
the
Raiders.
Bills. We'll take this Miami game because we split it. Beat Washington. Beat the Colts. Bye
Okay.
week. We win out of the bye week. Probably lose to the Chargers in a disappointer.
Okay.
Beat Pittsburgh. Lose to Kansas City.
Whoa.
Skip the Giants.
I
You
said
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 they beat the Giants?
Oh,
beat
the
Giants because they win out of the bye week.
Oh, that's
90% of the time. Look up the numbers, dog.
Okay. And then they beat Pittsburgh?
Beat Pittsburgh. Lose to Kansas City.
lose to Denver too.
So they'll beat Denver, but you prefaced all this by saying I don't want to be a delusional fan.
I'm not being delusional. Delusional would be
Going on
like
a 5-win streak.
5. It's just 4.
Oh,
I think
yeah, that's still not happening.
4. I will
Not
put
for the
money.
Patriots, no.
I'll put money on that.
Ooh.
Are you kidding me?
will I.
We went on a 3-win streak last season with a worse roster. You don't think I have a reasonable amount of suspicion that we'll go on 4-game win streak?
Are you saying that the Patriots this year are going to be significantly better than the Patriots last year?
I won't say significantly, but it's enough of a step up that they can win 4 games in a row.
All right,
Who's
I have a
the
question.
Maker?
How do you think?
Outside, like, you think Christian Gonzalez has that much of an impact?
Uh-oh.
The defense is always good.
The
It's about the
defense will be
offense.
good.
I can attest to that, but
It is
The
about the
offense
offense,
is
which
arguably worse.
changing coordinators does
think that'll make a
so
difference,
much. It's like if the Pittsburgh dropped off Matt Canada, I'd be like, okay, they're Super Bowl contenders now. Straight up. You can call that delusional, but that's how I'd feel about it. And that's how I
relative,
feel. That's kind of how I feel about getting Bill O'Brien back. I'm ready for that offensive change, that offensive step up in that mindset of being good for once in their goddamn lives.
Good point.
The fact that we almost put up 30 points on the on the Packers and putting up points on the early Ravens defense before they fell apart. You can't say that I do not have a reasonable amount of expectations for them to do good.
I think given the division they're in, they might be unreasonable expectations.
That's the
It's
problem.
not like we did bad in conference play last season. We split it evenly.
Yeah, but now the Jets are better and the Dolphins are better.
Oh, they'll split with the Jets.
I don't give a
They'll
damn.
split with the Jets. You will still split with the Jets. I'm again. The Jets are not who we think they are.
You'll
So
split with the Jets, but I don't think you'll split the Dolphins, and you might split the.
I still think we split
No, you're not
Dolphins. I
splitting
don't think
the
we'll
Bills.
split the Bills. I can give the Bills that
Huh.
as much as begrudgingly as it'll be. I still think 10 wins. 10 wins is a ceiling.
What's
My
their floor?
my
Ceiling.
expectation is 9. I'll take 10 and be happy.
What's their floor then?
7, 6.
7?
7.
I was saying like 5.
Sir?
And 6 is probably the floor.
5 or 6.
I hate both of you so much.
Sick.
This is not biased. I have nothing against.
I
That's
know,
not a
I know,
biased
I
take.
know, I know, I know, I know.
Here's the problem.
Hurts my soul though. It's like when we
New
bully the
England-
Saints.
Here's what I'll say. New England is not a bad team. They always have great defenses. I'll give them that, bro. Okay? The problem is this offense is just not good. Like there's nothing here. Like
Yeah, I'm
the
sorry.
fact
Bill
that-
O'Brien's he's just not like
and
that.
you think
Bill O'Brien
Mac Jones-
is like that.
you
Whoa,
think
I
Mac
agree with
Jones
you,
and
Oronde.
You think Mac Jones and Juju Smith are gonna light up the league?
It's probably not just going to be Juju because I have my
Okay,
favorite
sorry,
second
Devontae
year
Parker.
jump. I'm not even talking about Devontae. Devontae did what he
Okay.
did when he could. I'm talking about Tyquan Thornton. He's my sleeper biggest sophomore jump.
All right,
Because-
here's a question. A realistic question. How do you truly think Mac will do this season?
I think he throws for low 3,000 yards. He gets his interceptions down because obviously he's going to
So,
improve. But
He
I think
had
he'll
almost
probably
3,000. Ooh.
I think it's a decent jump because he's getting more talent around him. It's not like he's just out there.
I mean, honestly, his interception numbers aren't really an issue. It's just a lack of touchdowns to counteract it.
That's what I'm saying. Because
My-
our red zone
yeah.
percentage was not that great because they can get down there and then don't put the ball in the goddamn end zone. Because crappy offensive coordinating.
My problem is the receivers just scare me. Like,
why do they scare you? Kendrick Bourne's good,
they're
proven
just-
good talent. Juju is great
I'm
as
not
a second
saying-
option.
Yeah,
Tyquan
but-
Thornton's is a great. Shut up, Siri. Tyquan Thornton is an absolute athlete and a dog, and his route running is crisp.
Juju's
Wait.
best years as a second option came behind Antonio Brown and Travis Kelce, not behind Kendrick
Yes.
Bourne.
Or
In order to
Devontae
be a great
Parker,
number two
whoever's
option, there
the
needs to
first.
be an actual number one option.
If they got like D-Hop, for example, I'd have more confidence.
Honestly, I'm
They
still
got
very
D-Hop,
upset
I'd
about
put
that,
you
but at
guys
the
at
same
second.
time, he's just gonna pull a Julio, so I don't really care anymore. I've moved on
Oh,
to
if you guys
Dalvin
have gotten
Cook.
D-Hop,
I've moved
think
on to Dalvin Cook.
you want Dalvin Cook.
You know how we like using running backs. Get a one and done deal. Have a Revis Island type feel.
Dalvin Cook's weird because when he's healthy, he's really good. But
Passing
don't
backs
need
do
him.
succeed in the Patriots system all the time.
that's true. I agree with that. I think he would struggle.
And also,
he
our
played through a lot of injuries last year.
he did. We get a good healthy season with David Andrews in the core of our line. Cole Strain he proved himself to be a number one pick. First round pick, and improving talent on the line. Trent Brown again, another year in the system. So I have no problem thinking that Mac Jones will have time to throw, and maybe even taught to scramble a little bit, because he kind of reminds me of Kirk Cousins. Is like he's not the best talent, but he can put up numbers and he can run if he wants to. And then obviously the defense is the defense. I expect nothing but greatness from them. So there's not much to talk about on that end.
Honestly, something I'd love to see from the Patriots, which this would be a bit unorthodox, but I'd love if Bill O'Brien every once in a while ran like a read option with Malik Cunningham at quarterback.
He's working out. Speaking of Malik Cunningham, thank you. He's working out as a wide receiver right now. He's putting in that work. Yeah. And he looks decent. I mean, it's a conversion once again, kind of like Julian Edelman, but he's putting in the work. So I think he has a good chance of making the 53-man roster. And also another, I won't say sleeper pick, but another decent talent is Trey Nixon. And he is looking to improve as well. Even though y'all don't like the Patriots most of the time, still think 10 wins, bottom of 7.
I didn't like the Patriots when they were winning constantly.
Here's a fun fact about me.
They're tolerable now.
I've never had a problem with the Patriots ever. Saints only played them in the 10 years I've been the Saints. Well,
4
15
times.
years. They probably played them 4 times.
Yeah.
So everyone's always like, "Oh, Tom Brady's the worst." I'm like, "You never did anything to me."
You ain't got no beef with him.
I got no beef with the man. I got none.
Oh, man.
But yeah, any final not final thoughts.
Do y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns that I can
There you
answer?
I don't have any. I do have a
I don't
comment.
know.
I do think that one of the best players for the England's on defense next year, for the Patriots on defense next year, will be Josh Uche.
Oh yeah, he's so much
He's
fun
gonna
to
kill
watch.
it. He had what, like 12 sacks or something last year. Man,
Something silly.
I think he gets like maybe 14 this year. I think he really steps it up.
Huge had 11 and a half.
Oh yeah. I think he can get 14.
And
I don't think he played the full season either.
the Patriots, they racked up 19 interceptions last season on top of an absurd number of sacks.
Yeah, no, that defense.
And they had almost 70 pass deflections.
I had nightmares because of that defense for weeks after
And
the Lions game.
McCourty's old ass had 4 interceptions himself.
Man, he retired. I'm gonna miss Devin McCourty.
I'm so sad about that. I don't think you understand how sad I am. And my closing statements. I expect 9 to 10 wins, even though that you may call me delusional for that. I expect 9 to 10 wins.
That's well, intense maybe.
And
I
I'm not
crazy.
and I am not sad at all that Jacoby Myers, that traitor, is gone. I do not care for him. I don't care.
Okay.
That's all.
This is my last argument. I don't think New England's a bad team. They have a great defense. I just don't think this offense is good enough to win those tight games that they will have. That's the problem.
But they
So-
did it last season though.
Yeah, but
You can't I don't think they get worse there.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like Mac Jones that much. That's just me. I'm not a big Mac Jones
Do you
guy.
do you like his slightly better clone in Bailey Zappi,
I love Bailey
No,
who
I
threw
just
for
think- I just think he's a
70% and
very
almost
medi-
1,000 yards?
I think he's just a very
4
mediocre
games?
quarterback. I don't know.
I
don't
mean,
know,
he
man.
averaged
Zappy
he
could
averaged
do that
basically
with Matt
9 yards a
Patricia.
pass, 200 yards a game, 5 tutties,
Like
100
like
QB rating.
They will probably they won't win this division. They will probably get that third place spot at best. But like they'll probably get like 8 to 10 wins. But like they won't go to the playoffs. Like that, I don't know. They're just
Yeah.
kind of stuck.
The Patriots do not have a bad roster. In fact, I think they have a pretty solid roster. They're just in such a bad position because of the
Right.
division.
There's just nothing you can do. Like they can compete, and I think they will compete. But there are too many good teams in the AFC for this team to actually make the playoffs.
That's what I've been saying.
Put them in
all
the
month.
AFC South. I think they can win the damn division, but
What?
in the AFC East, it's just rough.
Well, yeah, obviously. If you put them in the NFC
I have a-
South, they win that.
I have
but-
another thing because I think I remember telling you all about the strength of schedule. It's Philly, Miami, the Giants, and then the Patriots, and then the Cowboys tied third with them.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So it's not easy. It's not going to be easy, but I'll take 10 wins on a hard schedule than what the Cowboys usually do is like 12 wins on the easy schedule.
Are you expecting playoffs, Oronde?
I'm expecting wild card
Yeah, okay. So this is
because they just missed out on that last season. They just missed out on that last season. What
your
I
host.
want improvements.
Not that many improvements, bro.
Yes,
I
that
can't.
many improved. It's you mean that many? They were just right there on the cusp of it.
But your division
Look.
also didn't have Aaron Rodgers in it at that point.
I don't give a fuck. I'm trying so hard not to cuss.
Okay,
I don't
you know
give
what?
The crap
I think
about
this is
Aaron.
the perfect time to thank the sponsors, Delusionville, Haterade, Daffy Duck, and all the little Looney Tunes that Oronde talks to. I appreciate you guys for listening. Patriots fans, do you agree with Oronde, or he's like, or you're like, I don't know about that. Lillian, Matt, Oronde, thank y'all for joining. I've been your
Go
host,
Lions.
Davion. Go who? Lions? This has been the fun.
Exactly. Oronde knows ball.
Peace.